Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we are going to be talking about the winners and the losers from Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0. Game week 292, Flag Day, first game of the season, whatever you want to call it, was something that was marked on my calendar since March last year. I've been waiting for the new season, a pre-season to get done, a lot of these guys to get integrated and get up and running and really, shows what they're made of. And I was doing a watch along for the game, and I must say I was having to check myself quite frequently. I was actually quite borderline annoyed at some of the stuff that was happening on the pitch, just some poor passing and decision making and whatever. And I had to kind of check myself through the stream. So I was thinking, hold on, we're winning 1-0, 2-0 as the game was going on. We're looking really comfortable. Aberdeen aren't troubling us. This is mainly positive. And hearing the manager's thoughts after the game made me feel a little bit better about my kind of initial take-homes. So that made me want to do a kind of winners and losers video for this today. I think off the top of my head, we've got about 5 people I'd probably categorise as a loser from the Aberdeen match in the hoops in the Celtic team. And then there's maybe 3 or 4 winners from the game, guys that really stood out and, started their season off on the best footing possible. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe, share and retweet, all the good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and let's get stuck into it. If you could, hit the subscribe button. I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. The most popular content on the channel is transfer insights, Celtic analysis and sorare tutorials. If you are new to sorare and you haven't opened your account yet, there's a link in the description of this video. By clicking on that link, you'll get yourself a free limited card once you've bought 5 from the market, supporting all the content on Quinny 3001 and Sorare TV, and I thank you in advance if you do so. If you do have any further questions or need any advice, then just reach out to me in the comments section of the video. Now, in terms of how the game went and successful actions, everyone in the team was pretty much a star. No one really put a foot out of place. In terms of the winners, one person that I hear a lot of people singing a lot of praise and giving a lot of praise towards is Greg Taylor. Now, Greg Taylor for me really changed the second half when he came into that inverted fullback position much more prominently and allowed O'Reilly, Turnbull when he came on as well, the freedom of the pitch to go on and attack and create things. And I think we didn't see enough of that in the first half, and we could have actually done with some extra rotations in midfield with the fullbacks, the way that they do that. And, Greg Taylor was a great presence overall in the match, didn't put a foot out of place, gave us all, did very well. And like I say, I believe he changed the second half in a big way when he really kicked on in that kind of inverted fullback situation. But for me, the number one winner of the match is Stephen Welsh, hands down. Obviously, he gets the easy goal, and fair play, he's got to take it, he's got to score it, and all the rest of it. But he gets his goal early on, but then as you see is there is actionable stuff, the things he actually completed in the game. He got he got 2 tackles in, a couple of clearances and blocks and stuff like that. It was a real shield at the back. And then in terms of passing, 108 accurate passes, 33 of them into the final third. And I remember 2 or 3 times in the match, probably twice, where he looked like Van Dijk, he looked like Ayer. He really charged through the middle of the pitch, took 10, 15 yards. One of the occasions he ended up at the edge of the Aberdeen box. And, that's the Celtic way, as a centre-back. When Aberdeen, Hibs, St Mirren, Ross County, Inverness, whatever, they're always going to bank in like they do like that at Celtic Park. And you need someone that can just break the lines and disrupt play. And Welsh showed great composure, and he's got enough pace to track 20 yards, with the ball really quickly if no one closes him down. And that kind of disruptive presence a centre-back can offer you, we've seen the good play that came from that. And I think, he's grown leaps and bounds over the last 12 months in particular. And like I've mentioned before in content, the manager clearly rates him, the manager clearly trusts him. 19 long passes into the opposition's half is fantastic as well. 8 accurate long balls, fantastic. Only 1 shot on target in the 3rd minute, which bags his goal. But he's limited to 100 points here because the scoring matrix is 0 to 100, but he's actually scored closer to 118 points, So for me, the number one winner of the game, and it's actually now, for me, we do expect Starfelt to be the number 1, right? But if he keeps this up for the next 2-3 matches, then I could maybe see Welsh getting a really extended run in the team in this opening period of the season, and that's why I make him my number 1 winner. I think in terms of, Carter Vickers did really good as well, don't get me wrong, so did Juranovic, but I don't think they did anything unusual or particularly eye-catching for them. Carter Vickers had a last man tackle, I don't know if he even got awarded to him, but he got a last man tackle in the 92nd minute or something like that. No, I never got awarded, that's bullshit. My third loser from the game is Kyogo Furuhashi. Now, Kyogo had I think he had at least one big chance miscredited to him. He's probably had 2, maybe 3 okay chances enough to score. He would have definitely got another big chance missed for that one where it was played in from the left, and then Maeda is like ran almost like away from the ball, and Kyogo has been on like the 6-yard line, and he's just been frozen like a statue, and the ball just went by him, and he was like, oh, it wasn't too long after that he gets subbed off. I don't think, from your memory, but he could have done much, much better. But I really think he's a big loser in this game for only getting 65 minutes. I do feel that the manager's putting pressure on him, that you are the number one striker, but you don't have 90 minutes to achieve your goals. You've only got 65 minutes, and if you've scored in 65, then I'll keep you on to 70, or well, let's see how that develops. But for him to come off in the 65th minute without getting a goal, I did think was quite harsh, but it's obviously part of, whatever the culture, the mantra that the manager is laying out to the players in terms of rotation and how you earn your spot and what opportunities you do have in the team. Number 4 has to be Giakoumakis. Again, like I've seen this to somebody in a Twitter thread, but I think if Giakoumakis starts this game, by the 65th minute, he's probably on 2 goals with the chances that were created in especially the first half, and then that opening period of the second half when we did really go up a level and go up a gear. So I do feel that he needs to take his chances when he comes on if he is going to displace Kyogo. But kind of part of the reason that I put Kyogo in the kind of losers column, if you like, also is because surely there's a position, like the substitutions we get at the 65th minute, right? We get Giakoumakis on, we get Turnbull on, and we get Abada on, right? Now, I've got no problem with those 3 guys actually coming on, but at that stage, we've taken off Maeda. Okay, I can live with that, I suppose. We've taken off Hatate. Yep, that's expected and whatever. But taking off Furuhashi, and I know O'Reilly played really good, but O'Reilly didn't play for, once Turnbull came on, Turnbull was a really big part of the focus, and O'Reilly only stayed on the pitch for another, 18 minutes anyway. And I know it's only 1-0 at Aberdeen, so this maybe isn't the game where you do something like this, but we do need to practice this kind of thing, because there will be, backs to, throwing the kitchen sink at it material where surely we want, Giakoumakis and Kyogo and Jota and one other, whether it be Maeda or Abada, I don't really care. We want to have these. Surely we want to start to see where we can have this all-out approach come. If we are, we do want to do well in Europe, and sometimes it will be the case of we need to go and bang a goal out to get qualification, to get 3 points. And yeah, we can keep doing the same thing and whatever. But I did feel, for the way that game was going, the introduction of Giakoumakis was definitely needed. But I would have loved to have seen Furuhashi in amongst all that chaos that kind of happened as well, because I think if you had, for me, it did feel like we were kind of a man down in some situations in some of the attacks. Some of the players were kind of getting on top of each other. They were kind of making the same runs in the same positions and whatever. And I think if Kyogo Furuhashi, with the obvious football IQ he's got, if he's still in amongst it for another 10 minutes when Giakoumakis comes on and really puts the cat amongst the pigeons, then we could have got 2 or 3 rapid goals, I think, anyway. But Giakoumakis is the loser. He didn't take his chance. And then the last loser is definitely Reo Hatate. Now, I was so annoyed with Hatate in the first half. I think he broke down 3 different plays where we were going on and attacking. And again, it was really, I found it really comforting when I heard the manager's thoughts after the game. I thought, oh cool, I'm not being a mad negative Nancy or something. He sees this kind of stuff too. And there was one where he went to pass to somebody, but he rolled his foot over the ball for it, and it was just pathetic, and it got intercepted. And then there was another when it got played in from the left, and he went to wall pass it off to I think McGregor, and when he's bounced off his instep, it just took all the pace off the ball, killed it dead, and McGregor was expecting some sort of rebound of the ball to come to him with the run he'd made. And I think there's another one that's escaping my memory, but he did well, in terms of scoreable actions. He completed some passes, he got into good positions and all the rest of it. But I do feel that if Turnbull started against similar to Giakoumakis, if Turnbull started with how good he came on, I make him definitely one of the winners of the game. Coming on and having 20-30 minutes, he made a real influence on the game. I do feel that a big part of his influence, but was kind of coupled with Taylor and Juranovic both playing more inverted and being more prominent in that role, allowed Turnbull to come on with fresh legs, be disruptive and be creative. But I definitely think he was my first winner of the game, because coming off the bench, he is, he's got to get himself into the first team, and he's done himself no harm there at all, especially with how kind of wasteful Hatate was. I don't really think Turnbull wasted anything from memory. And finally, I think Liel Abada was a massive winner in this game as well, because the way the game was going on, Aberdeen Aberdeen are getting deeper and deeper, and a lot more of the balls are getting speculative, and they're just being allowed to get into position, and then we're moving the ball left to right. We're waiting for the midfield rotation to kick in to create a space and a movement that we can play off of. But Abada, when he gets on the ball, he just goes forward. He puts people on the back foot, he puts the team on the front foot, and he made a real influence. Unfortunately, never done enough to really get any scoreable actions and make a good score off the bench like David Turnbull did. But I really do feel Abada really kept Aberdeen on their toes and really put them on the back foot in like a good position when he received the ball, and I do feel that he influenced the match in a positive way from the bench. So I'm going to find it really interesting, guys, over the next week, watching all the kind of press conference stuff and training footage and all the kind of speculation that goes on in the lead up, in the preparation to Ross County away. I'll put this out there now, I don't think we're going to see one change to the starting 11 for Ross County away, if I'm perfectly honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we do, and we'll see how the week develops with any news in training and injuries and returns from injury or whatever else might happen. But at this point in time, I think O'Reilly was a huge standout, of course. And, O'Reilly and Jota, I'm not really categorising them in this as like winners, because again, I don't think they really did anything that was like Welsh. I've not seen Welsh play that great ever. Taylor did good, and it's good to see him kind of continue that, and it's great to see at the beginning of the season guys like Turnbull and Abada. But O'Reilly, don't get me wrong, it was really good to see him own that playmaker role and really go through the game and dictate play. Everything attacking that we did all went through O'Reilly. I've seen O'Reilly play for 6 months. He's been doing that anyway. It's great to see him do it probably to a better extent in this game and taking more of that on his shoulders. And same with Jota, even though his goal was a worldie and he played really well. Everything great Jota did down the left in the first half, and second half I think he played on both wings frequently enough. It was kind of a mixed bag. But that's why we paid the big money for Jota. It's because he is the Stardust. He's the guy that at that, that's a 1-0 game that he turns into 2-0, right? But I expect to see him and players like him that we have in the team. That Stardust is what wins games, wins titles, wins cups, So, great start to the season from him, but nothing terribly unexpected in that respect as well. And I can say the same for, like I said already, like Carter Vickers and Juranovic, and even the goalkeeper had a decent enough game with what little he had to do. Still called upon and done well when he was asked to. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Any winners and losers from the Celtic Aberdeen game? Was there any Aberdeen players that caught your eye for better or for worse? Let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.